You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Live fans, let's talk about the Marxist NBA of China. NBA training camps opened this week. Media Day was just happening a few days ago. And all of the talking point going into this season is about unvaccinated players and the health and safety protocols that will be implemented by the NBA. And guys, now we know exactly what are the health and safety protocols that the NBA is putting into place. And if the NBA Players Association agreed to this, they are morons. I mean, the protocols are absolutely ridiculous. And it's really, I believe, overstepping the boundaries of what the NBA should be doing, because this goes away from the facilities here. The NBA is now going to be telling players what they can do pretty much in their homes or outside of their homes on their own free time if you do not have the jab. And it's completely and utterly ridiculous, folks. So let's go ahead. Let's dive into this, guys. Let's go over here to Fox News. NBA releases protocols to teams for virus safety this season. The NBA released tentative health and safety protocols to its teams on Tuesday. So here we go. The NBA released tentative health and safety protocols to its teams Tuesday, detailing how unvaccinated players will be tested far more often than their vaccinated colleagues and show a slew of restrictions. Now, unvaccinated players getting tested more, that's not really a surprise. I'm pretty sure we all expected that. But it goes on, it says, among the rules for unvaccinated players, this is ridiculous here, they will not be able to eat in the same room with vaccinated teammates or staff, must have lockers as far away from vaccinated players as possible, and must stay masked and at least 6 feet away from all attendees in any team meeting. Now, guys, last time I checked, the NBA games are played on a basketball court. There is no social distancing, no mask being worn. So let's say that player A has the jab and player B doesn't have the jab. So player B is going to have to eat in a different part away from player A. And also, player B is going to have to wear a mask and be pretty distant when team meetings are happening. But all of a sudden, the virus just magically disappears when they're practicing on the court, touching each other, trying to play basketball with each other. The virus just magically disappears when player A and player B are on the court together. See, this doesn't make any sense. Now, check this out. This is where it really gets even more ridiculous here. Further, unvaccinated players will be required to remain at their residence when in their home market. Teams were told in the draft of the rules, a copy of which was obtained by the Associated Press. They will also need to stay on team hotel properties when on the road. In both cases, there are limited permissible exceptions, such as going to buy groceries, taking children to school, and the like. So, oh my God. So if you're an unvaxxed player, pretty much you cannot leave your home on your own free time. This is ridiculous. So if you want to go out to eat, you cannot do that according to the NBA. You can go to the grocery store. That's pretty much it. I mean, this is like the beginning of the pandemic is what the NBA is doing. I mean, they are infringing on the freedoms of NBA players. I'm sorry, folks, but if I want to go to, the hardware store or something like that, if I want to go to a restaurant, I should be able to do that. But no, the NBA said, no, you must abide by our rules on your own free time. If you don't have the jab, stay at home. That's essentially what they're saying. And it goes on, it says, and unvaccinated players also will not be permitted to visit higher risk settings, the NBA said, such as restaurants, bars, clubs, entertainment venues, and large indoor gatherings. That's pretty much what I said right there. Ridiculous, folks. Ridiculous. The league is working with the NBA Players Association to finalize the protocols, but some details were agreed upon weeks ago, including provisions where unvaccinated players will be tested on all practice, travel, team activity, and game days. Fully vaccinated players will not be subject to testing with Fully vaccinated players will not be subject to testing with very limited exceptions. Fully vaccinated players, the category that at least 90% of the league falls into, will largely be back to business as usual. Unvaccinated players will be given rapid tests on days where teams are practicing, traveling, or having similar team events. Plus, will need lab-based tests on game days. Quote, a vaccine mandate for NBA players would need an agreement with the Players Association, NBA spokesman Mike Bass said Tuesday. The NBA has made these proposals, but the Players Union has rejected any vaccination requirement. Yeah, so no vaccine requirement, but they can make your life a living hell if you do not have the jab away from the facility. I do not like this. Later, the NBPA responded by celebrating the 90% vaccination rate and how it exceeds the national percentage. Quote, the real story is not why vaccination isn't mandated in the NBA. The real story for proponents of vaccination is how can we emulate the players in the NBA? Union Executive Director Michelle Roberts said. LeBron James of the Los Angeles Lakers says he doesn't want to tell people what to do regarding vaccinations, but James, who has more than 50 million Twitter followers and nearly 100 million on Instagram, did reveal Tuesday that he is vaccinated, and like many other big NBA names such as Portland's Damian Lillard, Lakers teammate Anthony Davis, and Milwaukee's Giannis Antetokounmpo, James said he got the shots to keep his family safe. I think LeBron got it so he can just play in every game, but that's just my opinion. Now, this is just completely ridiculous here. I mean, it goes into, other stuff here, but the main point is the NBA is infringing on what players can do outside on their own free time. Now, I do not like it. Maybe, you know what? The woke NBA players are now realizing what's happening, in the country as a whole. They wanted you to go out there and vote, and mainly vote for people that did not have your best interests at hand. And now they're starting to get a feeling of what is actually going on with these politicians now, as the NBA has pretty much put a clamp on the unvaxxed players. This is ridiculous. I'm talking about like Kyrie Irving. And we know when it comes to Jonathan Isaacs, he has the antibodies. He's already had the virus. He's going to be subject to this stuff, even though he has natural immunity because he already had the virus. This is ridiculous, folks. We'll have to see what the final proposal is and what's actually going to get approved. But many of this stuff has already been approved by the Players Union. These guys are idiots to actually approve of this. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Live fans, the NBA, my goodness. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.